Have you ever heard that some doors are never meant to be opened? Tonight's story is about one such door, a door so terrifying that everyone who opened it simply disappeared. This is the Black Door. Deep inside a forgotten village, surrounded by a dark and endless forest, stood an abandoned house. The house had been empty for more than 100 years. The villagers refused to go anywhere near it, not because of ghosts, but because of a single black door hidden beneath the house. They believed whatever was behind that door was never human. One rainy evening, a young photographer named Ethan arrived in the village. He loved exploring haunted places. He believed every ghost story had a logical explanation. When the villagers warned him about the Black Door, he only laughed. That same night, carrying nothing but a flashlight and his camera, Ethan entered the abandoned house. The floor creaked beneath his feet. Cold air filled every room. The silence was so deep, it almost felt alive. After searching the house for several minutes, he finally reached the basement. There it was, a tall wooden door, painted completely black. There was no handle, no lock, only strange symbols carved into the wood. As Ethan raised his camera, he heard it. 3 slow knocks. The sound came from the other side of the door. Ethan stood completely still. His hands began to shake. He whispered,
"Who's there?"
No answer, only silence. Then, 3 more knocks, this time much louder. Without warning, the black door slowly opened by itself. A freezing wind rushed out, carrying a terrible smell, like something had been buried there for a very long time. Against every instinct, Ethan stepped inside. His flashlight flickered. When the light returned, the basement was gone. Instead, he stood inside an endless hallway. The walls were covered with old portraits. Every person in every painting had completely black eyes. As Ethan walked forward, he noticed something impossible. The faces inside the portraits were slowly turning, watching him. Suddenly, he heard footsteps behind him. He turned around. Nothing. He looked forward again, and a tall shadow stood at the end of the hallway. It had no face, no eyes, only darkness. Every time Ethan blinked, the figure appeared closer. Panic took over. He began to run. But no matter how far he ran, he always returned to the same black door, only this time, it was closed. Behind him, the footsteps stopped. A cold whisper echoed through the hallway.
"You opened the door. Now you belong here."
The next morning, the villagers found Ethan's camera outside the abandoned house. He was gone. They watched the final recording. It showed Ethan walking toward the black door. Then, the screen turned black. Only his frightened breathing remained. A few seconds later, 3 loud knocks echoed through the recording. Then, a whisper spoke directly into the microphone.
"Who's next?"
Even today, the abandoned house still stands, and on rainy nights, people say they still hear 3 slow knocks coming from behind the black door.